Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. So, Albert W. Edwards once said, waste is a tax on the whole people. Next. In this presentation, I would like to talk about the factor that contribute to agricultural waste. So, agricultural waste seems not really familiar to everyone. As a student, we should take some concern about the agricultural waste. So, by taking some concern about the agriculture waste, we can help to protect the environment, support human and animal health. Animal health. I have read and explored the topic, and I have a great interest in this topic. And now I would like to share with you that what I have explored. So today we will fo- we will focus on the four factors that contribute to agriculture waste. I will start by elaborating on the first factor, is which is a crop waste. Then we will move on to the second presenter, Ainul Safia, who will discuss the second and third factor, which are animal waste and hazardous and toxic waste. Lastly, Amira Masita will present the fourth factor, which is food processing waste. So next. Next. So crop waste. Crop waste crop waste is such as corn stalk and the practice of paddy burning. So this is have a different effect on the soil. For corn stalk, the material increase soil fertility and adds organic matter to improve soil health and structure. So regarding to the paddy burning, it helps eliminate pests and other harmful organisms that can damage the crop. However, this activity also can reduce the nitrogen efficiency in the soil. That is the first point. Next. We move to the next presenter.
So next, the factor that contributes to agricultural waste is animal waste. One of the waste that generates from animal waste is manure, or also known as dung. Manure of animal was generated from livestock and poultry industries. On top of that, these industries are important to global food, nutrition, and economic security. In many countries, domestic animal agriculture consists of mainly ruminant, non-ruminant, and aquatic animals such as cattle, swine, poultry, and companion animals. However, livestock and poultry industry contributes to the large volumes of waste. So according to Omede, livestock and poultry demand has been increasing, which driven by increasing per capita incomes, urbanization, changing lifestyle, as well as rapid population growth. On the other hand, there is an urgent need in many countries to increase livestock production and to improve income of livestock. So next is animal carcass, which is contributes to agriculture waste. Animal carcass normally can be found when animal is injured, killed, or suffer due to underfeeding, starvation, underdeprivation, and insufficient care. North Dakota State University in their article Animal Carcass Disposal mentioned that the dead body of animal must go through the safe disposal to prevent disease transmission and to protect air and water quality. So the next is about hazardous and toxic waste. Hazardous and toxic waste being the one of the factor that contributes to agricultural waste. So in hazardous and toxic waste, there is fertilizer, which is become one of the toxic waste that produced from agricultural waste. So fertilizer is an natural or artificial substance containing the chemical element that improve growth and productiveness of plants. On the other hand, the nutrients in the fertilizer can cause eutrophication towards lake and the other natural water. The nutrients resulting in eutrophication are nitrogen and phosphorus. National Ocean Service in their What is Eutrophication article, eutrophication begins with the increased length of nutrients to estuaries and coastal water that will causes to bloom of harmful algae, dead zone, and the death of fish. So when the overgrowth of algae is depleted, when the overgrowth of algae happen, the algae will die and decompose. The oxygen will deplete it from the water, and this lack of oxygen in water will bring death of aquatic animals. So the next is pesticide, which includes hazardous and toxic waste. Pesticides are chemical substances used to kill plants and animals that are considered pests. Pesticides include herbicide, insecticide, fungicide, and disinfectants. Pesticides are commonly used in agriculture and they are known to cause a variety of health effects. According to Climate Policy Watcher, this enormous amount of hazardous chemical pesticides are used on crops each year, which will lead to chemical runoff into the soil and groundwater, and any materials left over are considered as hazardous waste. So the next point is about food processing waste.
All right. For food processes waste, it includes of pomade. As we know that pomade is palm oil mill effluent. Palm oil mill effluent is a high-strength wastewater derived from processing of palm fruit. It is generated in large quantity in all oil palm producing nations, where it is a strong pollutant amenable to microbial degradation, being rich in organic carbon, nitrogen, and minerals. As you can see here, so this is a pomade that produced by palm oil plantation. So we can see that the wastewater is very the color of wastewater is very dangerous actually for aquatic lives and also for soil that we want to plant our plants. So how pomade can contribute to can give affected to aquatic life. It is because that pomade have a high being rich in organic carbon, nitrogen, and minerals. So this content element can give eutrophication to the water surface, and it will close water surface from the sunlight and also oxygens. So the aquatic life cannot get proper oxygen, so they will die. So it's very harmful to aquatic life. So for soil, for soil, it is because of because of the nitrogen and carbon and also minerals high in pomade. So it will discharge pomade into the soil temples with because of its pH, which can affecting nutrient availability to plants. So it's also effect to plants and cannot the plants cannot to survive. Okay, for this pomade, actually we have to treat first in biological treatment before the plantation flowing out to the river, as we know that when before we flow to the river, we need to manage it properly first. We need to have biological treatment in not only for this pomade, palm oil milk effluents, but also for another treatment before we flowing out to the river. It's because it's safe to us as we drain the water, right? So next. Okay, for the excessive of solid food, as we know that we can see here, this is a solid food from crop productions, like we plant the vegetables, and because of excessive of plants we grow, and also from the industry, food industry, like we produce animals bones, and we have the excessive of solid foods like that. So actually food waste often refers to food that was not ultimately consumed by humans, that is discarded or recycled, such as plate waste, food that has been served but not eaten, spoiled food or paste and rice considered inedible. So from this solid waste, it can affect to the water pollution, and also can give climate change. Why can affect to climate change? It is because of production of methane gas have effect that greenhouse, and when our greenhouse affected, so is also to effect uh to climate change behaviors. So next, for water pollution, because of this solid food has many gas methane, and because of excessive of solid food, it can flow the color and the elements in that poisoning foods to the waters. So when the waters combine with these solid foods, yeah, it of course it gives us poison water, right? So we cannot eat the water and drink that water, and also get affected to aquatic ecosystem, and of course it also degrading land quality also, because of when there is a nutrients like many toxic nutrients, and it also affected to the soil and water, because excessive of elements in that contain in that solid foods. So that's all. So for conclusions, next. Okay, what I can conclude for conclusions, waste greatly happen because of lack attention from human organization, also from the government. So we as a human need to take attention from these behaviors, because reducing waste is very important, not only for agriculture sector, but also in others industry. By reducing waste, we will not only protect the environment, but we also save on costs or reduce expenses for disposal. Agriculture waste cannot spread heavily if we control by ourselves, and also by control the waste production in our life. And many solutions actually we can derive in order to reduce agriculture waste. Like we can educate people and encourage them to practice recycle, reuse, and reduce in their life instead of producing waste. Other than that, we also can apply many biological treatment to the industries, how to treat their waste, how to manage their waste in order to prevent the production of waste increasing. So that's all.